The game screen at a glance. The main playing screen is divided up into 4 windows with a drop-down box at the top of the screen and option buttons to the right. The first window top left is the media player. It can play several audio and video media formats, namely AVI, M4A, M4V, MOV, MP2, MP3, MP4, MP4V, MPG, MPEG, WMA and WMV. If the media file is an audio file, a wave bar is displayed while the media is playing. Or if the media file is a video file, then the video will be shown. The second window top right will display a countdown box. When a media file is being played, the counter will count down in 1-second intervals until it reaches 0, and at this point the media file will cease playing and the counter will be reset back to its default playtime. The default playtime can be set anywhere between 10 seconds and 90 seconds, more on this later. During a game, 7 more tick boxes are displayed next to the counter. These show you the available winning formats. When someone wins, just tick the relevant box and it will be moved to the right, colored red and struck out. To move it back, just untick it. These have no bearing on how the game is played or do anything special, they are just there for a visual reference and are all reset at the beginning of each new game. If the autoplay option is ticked, the next song in the playlist will start playing automatically, otherwise the screen will pause until you press the play button. A message will also be displayed under the countdown box showing you the remaining time until all remaining songs in the chosen playlist are played. The third window bottom left displays all the songs in the chosen playlist. Once a song is played for the chosen duration, it is automatically removed from this list and placed into the played songs on the right. At the top of this window, a message tells you how many songs are left in the current game. If there are 100 songs in the list, you will be able to play. If there are less than 100 songs in the list, the play button will be disabled and you will have to choose another playlist, as all games must contain 100 songs including any free squares. The reason for this will be explained later. The last main window bottom right will display all the songs that have been played during this game in descending order, with the last played song at the top. As with the other list, a message is displayed at the top telling you how many songs have already been played. Playing the game. Select a new game from the drop-down box at the top of the screen and all the songs in this game's playlist will be displayed on the bottom left of the screen. If the playlist does not contain exactly 100 songs including any free squares, then the play button will be disabled and you will have to choose another game. Once you have loaded a playlist with 100 songs, you are ready to start. Just press the play button. The top song in the bottom left-hand window list will then start to play and the counter will start to count down in 1-second intervals. The play button will be replaced with a pause button and a stop button will also be displayed on the screen. Once the countdown reaches 0, the song will automatically stop playing. Hit play again to start playing the next song in the list. Each game has 7 chances to win. A vertical diagonal either from left to right or right to left, any horizontal line, any vertical line, X, picture frame or a full house. If someone has called bingo, then press the pause button. Once pressed, both the song and counter will be paused and the play button will be changed to the resume button. A skip song button will also now be displayed in case you have a winner. In the case of a winner, tick the relevant winning format next to the counter as a reminder this format has been claimed, then press the skip button. Pressing the skip button will complete the currently playing song and move it to the played list. You will then be able to play the next song in the game's playlist. In the case of a mistake, press the resume button to carry on playing the current song from where you left off for the remaining amount of time. The buttons. In case you have the facility to display the program on a large screen for your players to see, you will need to hide the current playlist from view so as not to give away the answers. Pressing the Hide Playlist button will hide all the unplayed songs in the current playlist, and the button will change to Show Playlist. In the playlist's place will be a graphic. The played songs to the right will however still be visible. Pressing the Show Playlist button will re-display the current game's playlist and change the button back to Hide Playlist. Pressing the stop button any time stops the current song from playing and resets the countdown counter. The song will remain in the left-hand window and will be played from the beginning as soon as you click the play button again. Once a game is started, you will be locked out of two options. You will not be able to change the playlist or go to the playlist screen. This is because every time a playlist is accessed, all played songs are moved back to the unplayed list and the whole playlist order is randomized. If a game finishes before all songs have been played and you want to play a different game, or you want to reset the current game, you will need to click on the Unlock button. Clicking the Unlock button will then enable you to reselect the current playlist or choose another. If you were to choose the same playlist again, it would be played from the start, but the playlist will be in a different randomized order. This way, no two games will ever be the same. To close the program, just click on Exit. This will return you to your Windows desktop. The playlist screen. To set up a new playlist, you must first give the playlist a unique name. The name itself can be anything up to 20 characters in length and will also be the title printed on top of the bingo cards as well as being displayed on the main play screen. After you have entered the new playlist name you wish to use, click on the Link button. You will then be asked to locate your media by selecting the folder on your PC where the media is stored. After selecting the folder, the program will automatically put references to each of the valid files it finds into the database. This part of the program only copies references for the following formats: AVI, M4A, M4V, MOV, MP2, MP3, MP4, MP4V, MPG, MPEG, WMA and WMV. All other references are ignored. The new songs will then be listed on the screen along with the reference to their current location. For the songs to play, they must still be in this location and not be moved or named to anything else. If the folder you selected contains more than 100 valid media files, only the first 100 will be stored. If the folder contains less than 100 valid media files, all valid files will be stored. To see what media is in a playlist, just select it from the drop-down and all the media will be displayed along with a hint as to how many songs are in the playlist or how many more songs will still need to be added before the playlist can be used in a game. To add more songs to a playlist, select the playlist from the drop-down box. If the playlist has less than 100 songs, a link button will be displayed. As before, when clicking on this link, you will be asked to select a folder containing your media. If required, this can be the same folder as before, assuming you have just added more files to your folder. You will not link any duplicates, although the 100 unique songs limit will still be in force. To delete a playlist. You can delete a playlist no matter how many songs are contained within, by clicking on the Delete button. A warning message will be displayed and you have to click Yes to delete the playlist. Once a playlist is deleted, you will be returned to the playlist screen and the next playlist is displayed. If you click on No, you will just be returned to the playlist screen, leaving your current playlists intact. Free square. You have the option of giving away one free square per card. The square you give away is customizable. More on this later. To set up a game to include the free square, you must select Give a Free Square option at the top of the screen before you link your music. Having this ticked will mean only 96 songs will be added to the new playlist. This way, when printing the bingo cards, there will be room for the 4 free squares, one per card. Again, more on this later. Free square included is also displayed on the play screen but cannot be changed as this is just for a visual reference. Printing the bingo cards. The bingo cards are printed in sets. Each playlist has either 96 songs and 4 free squares or 100 songs in total. When you print, you will always get 2 sheets of A4 paper and each sheet will contain 2 cards with 25 squares each. These 100 squares make up the bingo card set. To print multiple sets in one go, just enter the required quantity in the box provided under the Print button. You can also set a default number here. After each set is printed, the database is randomized, so no 2 cards will ever be the same, and the more cards you print, the more randomness you will have. The default card set printouts can be set anywhere between 1 and 999 in the Program Variables menu. More on this later. As soon as you press the print button, the program will randomize the database and print one set of cards to your default printer. If you asked for more than one set, then the program will repeat this process, randomizing the database after each set is printed, until all the required sets have been printed. When the cards are printing, a message is displayed on screen, and depending upon your number of copies, you are either returned to the playlist or a sample bingo card is displayed. Theme Manager. To give the game a bit more variety, the bingo cards can be printed with different themes. To select a default theme, press the Change Theme button. The only part to change is the header of the bingo card. Just select the required theme prior to printing and press OK or press Cancel to keep your current choice. When going into Theme Manager, the current choice is displayed automatically on screen. Selecting any other choice will update the screen, but the selection is not saved until you press OK, which will then close Theme Manager and return you to the playlist screen. The ability to select themes can be switched off in the Program Variables menu. The Program Variables menu. The Program Variables menu allows you to customize some of the screen options. Most of these customizations are purely cosmetic. The program choices are: the default number of seconds the song will be played for. Anything between 10 and 90 seconds is allowed. The default number of card sets to print. Anything between 1 and 999 is allowed. If you can select any song from the playlist to play rather than the first song in the list. Inserting a free square in any chosen location. Allowing the printing of card themes. The cosmetic choices are: an example bingo card is displayed on the screen after printing. The countdown box background slowly fades from white to red as the music plays down to 0 seconds. Displaying the minimize and maximize and close buttons at the top right corner of the program. Displaying the 7 checkboxes for the winning game status. Displaying the green and red progress bars below the play and played lists. You can move the mouse cursor over any one of the choices for more information. Randomness. Every time a playlist is displayed, it is sent through a randomizer, so the songs will be displayed and therefore played in a different order every time the playlist is selected. This does not change during a game, as you will not be changing the playlist. The same randomness is also applied to the bingo cards after each set is printed. The program's randomizer is based on the Fisher-Yates shuffle. Although you would not use this random algorithm for passwords or any protection, as all it does is mix up numbers rather than generating from a different seed each time, but it is good enough for our purposes in randomizing a playlist. The modern version of the Fisher-Yates shuffle was designed for computer use, was introduced in 1964 by Richard Durstenfeld. The algorithm differs from that given by Fisher and Yates in a small but significant way. Whereas a naive computer implementation of Fisher and Yates' method would spend needless time counting the remaining numbers in step 3, counting from the low end, strike out the number not yet struck out, and write it down at the end of a separate list, Durstenfeld's solution is to move the struck numbers to the end of the list by swapping them with the last unstruck number at each iteration. This reduces the algorithm's time complexity.